Hello everyone, it's Helen here. I hope you're having a great Monday so far. So I'm now currently broadcasting to YouTube and Facebook, so if you can see me, do let me know and say hi in the comments. I'd love to know where you're from and obviously how the weather is there, because well, we've got some rain tomorrow and it's getting cloudy, but we've had such a wonderful weekend weather-wise. So pop along and say hello in the comments. Make sure that you can hear me and everything, and then once I've got a few comments in, I'm just going to jump straight into today's tutorial, which will be these lovely little small small envelopes here. What we're going to be making today. I'm going to be popping them into an album, and I've already done some of the binding here, so it's just the die set for the envelopes we're using today. We're making our own little binding strips and then a little album cover for it to go in as well. And I need to say hello to Lynn. Hi Lynn. Overcast where you are as well. I think the rain will probably get to you first as well. Yeah, there is some rain coming over, so I know you've got a head start. She's already cut her envelopes out, so she already has this die set here that we're working with today. So we've got some people now from Facebook. So hi Karen, and B&D Crafts from Batesville, Mississippi. I say this every time. I can't imagine what time it is over there. Is it 4 AM? That's a guess. I will start to remember all of these different time zones. Hi Leanne. Yes, I'm feeling much better now. I'm feeling a bit rusty actually, because I prepared all this on Thursday, and Thursday evening I was just feeling absolute pants. That's a very British way of saying I feel awful. And yeah, so Friday didn't happen. No, sorry, I prepared these on Wednesday night. I felt awful, and yeah, couldn't do the Thursday. But yeah, I'm feeling a bit rusty. I've gone through all of my things I've cut out that I think I need, so if I've missed anything out, I'll just quickly pop it together. So I'm feeling much better. I had a nice weekend, did some family tree stuff at the weekend, and I discovered some really interesting things, so I'm really excited about looking further into that. So hi Julie, hi Alison, and if you're here watching on the replay, just skip to the tutorial if you just want to get straight into it. Hi Katie, she's from Lincolnshire, Alison from Yorkshire. Yes, so Karen has this die. So this is one of my really first, I think it's 2019 this die came out. Here is the set, and this is the set that it makes. Here it is. It's the small envelope die set. Love this, it's so cute. And I lost the leaf on Wednesday. It went flying off my desk, and I'm going to have to pull a few things out to fetch it, but this is the other leaf die there that comes with it. Now this is more or less for an RSVP card. You can cut your card out here to pop inside your envelope if you're doing wedding albums, but it's really for general use. It's just really pretty with that silhouette die there, and you also get the name die as well. So if you have like a name place, you can die cut this out, write the name, and this flower sticks up as well, so that's really nice. And you get this die here as well. So let's have a quick look. This is what it makes. That is it put together as a save the date. You get these flowers, and there's that leaf thing that I lost as well. So that is what it makes, but we're going to be doing the envelope album today. This is a really affordable album actually to do. Here it is, $16.99. That's actually full price. That is a very reasonable price as well. And 7 reviews. Let's read what they say. So Deborah saying absolutely perfect. I do love reading these reviews actually. It's brilliant for when you want to make an envelope and put a card in. Yes, definitely. Easy to use. It's really good. Someone said, not sure. Well, I've brought it and it looks good for making envelopes, but I haven't used it. Okay. Dies are great. Makes lovely little note cards and envelopes. Yes. And leaf die detail. Yes, it's lovely. So thank you so much. If you've left me nice reviews, thank you so much. So let's go back now to the envelope album. No shock, Leanne has this die as well. Do let me know if you have this die. You can pretty much get started on this today. So let's jump straight in. So what I've done first is I've printed out some bits and bobs. Now, does anyone recognise these papers? These are free papers now, because these originally came in a kit. So here they are. This is my prep for today, and I've only got a few offcuts actually. So we have this lovely wood grain. This is why I've got this mat down today, because the wood grain was just getting lost. So my envelopes were disappearing. And we have this lovely floral. Then we have this lovely, okay, this is lovely, this is lovely. I just love saying that. So this is a beautiful blue. They're not polka dots, they're kind of like not even diamonds. They're sort of a fleur-de-lis sort of diamond shape, but they're more diamondy. And then we have this herringbone pattern as well. I love this. And then with the rest of the download, you get some, these are basically the stamp sets, so you can print those out and use them, colour those in and cut those out, and then fussy cut all those out. Use your paper trimmer for that, don't give yourself a massive job. If you do use scissors, use the long bladed ones, much easier. And what I've done is I've printed them out onto A5. I've left the paper that I use linked in the YouTube description box. I'm only able to link one item in the Facebook, and that is linked to the envelope. So print them out at A5. That is what they were designed for. You can do it at A4 if you stretch it, so always click the box fit to page and do the A5 setting. But you can stretch them out and print them onto A4, but you will lose some of the resolution, so it will be stretched out slightly. It will keep the same formatty. It won't be like, not stretched out as in deformed, but it will be enlarged and some of the quality will be left out, so it'll be lost. But full quality, print them out at A5. Okay, and I've made myself 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 envelopes, so this album will take 6 of these. So we're going to now move over and die cut one more, and I have here my little A5 piece of card, and I'll be showing you after we've done this how we're going to make the cover as well. So it's just sneaking out here. I'm using Aqua. This is Adorable Scorable, and it's super thick actually. It's actually really nice for making covers with. It's been a while since I've worked with Adorable Scorable, so I'm looking forward to that. And thank you to Lynn for reminding me that they still exist, because I'd kind of just forgotten about them. Right, so I am going to use my big machine for this, but it will fit through a standard machine. Okay, so here is the die. It gives you this lovely ornate section here, which is this bit here. I'm going to show you how to do that mat there and these mats as well. So I think I have a little bit of a mat missing. I'll have to cut another mat, but I think that's the only thing I've forgotten to do. So let's run this through. I'm going to go over here, because we can use some of this as scraps for when we actually decorate it. So I want to say hello to Helen as well. Helen Patterson, I hope you're feeling okay. And if you're still in hospital, I hope you do get out soon. But if you're watching on the replay, this is me saying hello and hope you're feeling better. Okay, so that's now cut out. It's done all of the scoring as well. And don't throw this away, we're going to be using this little bit here. So let's move this aside, keep tidy. And if you have any questions during the live, just let me know. Same if you have any questions during the replay, just let me know. Okay, so grab your scissors. We're going to keep this section here. You can see we have a line that goes across there where it's cut. That is our kind of guideline here. I'm just going to cut across all the way to the other side. Okay, set that aside. Over there. And again, you can create some little strips here. You can use an index tab die if you have a little one. So really useful. Okay, so let's fold this up now. So it's got all of the score lines on there. You won't be able to see them because it's so heavily patterned, but you will once I've folded them. So use a bone folder as well. That's going to give you some really nice straight and crisp folds. So these have the side tabs on there as well. Hi Caroline, oh sorry Catherine. Good morning from Nova Scotia, 8 AM. Oh, thank you. She put the time in. Is that Eastern time? Is it? Yeah. Oh, so Lynn finds the adorable Scorable cracks in 3D projects, revealing a white line after folding and creasing. Okay, that's interesting. It could be the pressure from your die machine. So let's actually try that. If you just want to carry on with the tutorial, if you're watching on replay, just skip along if you don't want to see me test. But let's give it a go. I don't think I've used this current machine that I'm using now with adorable Scorable. So let's give it a go. Do you have a big shot, Lynn? I think you have. Is it a big shot? Big Shot Plus? I don't know how you manage to crank it if you do, because it's like wrestling with a polar bear sometimes. I have used them before. It's a good workout. Ah, so Leanne's had the same sort of problem as well. Let's give this a go. I mean, I have scored this with my bone folder and the scoring board, and it seems to be okay. It hasn't cracked. Okay, let's have a look. I guess it all depends on how deep the score line is and the pressure of your machine. Let's have a look. That's folded okay. Let's press that down with. Yeah, that's all right. I think there's two factors at play here. During manufacture, you can state as part of the process how deep or how the depth, I guess, of this score line. Obviously, if it comes out further, very technical here, if it comes out further, then it's going to cut or push into your score line or cardstock more, which will cause cracking. But this seems to be okay with this particular machine, and also different machines will have different pressures. Even the same, if I had two different Big Shots exactly the same next to each other, one might have a different pressure to the other one. They're very individual, even though they are calibrated to kind of more or less be the same. So that has done okay in this machine and with these particular score lines. I know if some of my other collections may have a different score line. Now we have actually standardized everything now, so it all depends. Different brands will have different parameters for their score lines too, so it's always worth just a try. And if you can, I don't know how you would, but relieve some of the pressure, you might be able to. So that is okay. Now I've got an envelope, so I can find something else to do with that. What tool do you use, Leanne? She says hand scoring is just as bad. Do you use a bone folder or let's see if I have one here. You know the stylus thing with the little ball on the end. I can't think of the name. I did have one because I don't use it. It's put away. But yeah, it's basically a very small version of one of these. Okay, just a quick look at the comments and then we'll move on. Yeah, so yeah, if you do have a little bit of trouble with the adorable Scorable, just use it as mats like Leanne does. So to answer my question that I asked earlier, this paper collection is from my Papercraft Society box from a couple of years ago. So I will leave the free download for these papers in the YouTube description. It's linked straight to Craft World, it's free to join and you can download. It's got all of the magazine paper downloads on there as well. Okay, so I'm not going to glue this together just yet. We're going to make our little hinge now. Here we go. That is it. So I do have a little piece cut out already. Just to double check that I have my sizing okay for this. Ah, she has the Hunkydory scoreboard. See, that's another variation because not all scoreboards are made the same as well. So yeah, it's worth to have a couple of things that you can try things with, because especially when you've got trellis dies, try them in different machines and see how it gets on. Okay, so this little hinge piece measures 1/2 inch by 3 inches. That is going to be glued just here on the inside, but we need to score that first. So I'm not too sure what this is going to do to my light settings, so let's give it a go. It might be pretty bright. No, it's not too bad. Okay, so this is the Creative Craft Products, and I'm going to score this at 1/4 inch. Whoops, that went wonky. Let's see if we can get that straight. Should be all right as long as I put my extra score line on the inside. Okay, so I'm going to fold that over. I'm going to be using the bookbinding glue. Then I'm going to glue this, do a quick dry run. I'm going to glue this strip here just to the inside so it sticks out just like that. Okay, so that was our quick dry run. Just add glue to the right hand side of the tab. If I could pick that up. I'm trying not to get glue on my fingers, because once you start getting glue on your fingers you can have little accidents. And they're not even Bob Ross. They're not even Bob Ross happy little accidents when you get glue on your project. Okay, so that is our hinge now popped on. So now we're going to just quickly get our bow folder again and press those in, and then add our glue to each tab. So do all your die cutting at the same time, and then you can just have a quick assembly session. So this is a lovely little Sunday afternoon project. Hi Letitia, all from Brazil. Okay, so with this piece that we saved here, this is actually, because I've cut out 6 envelopes, this one here actually fits in this one. You'll find you'll have 6 of these and they will go into different envelopes, and the one that I saved from this one I've got here, I've saved it. So I just had to cut my last piece in order to get this one here. So let's pop this one in the envelope. I'm hoping that makes sense. When you cut out your 6 envelopes and then you trim out these little pieces, you will get the same patterns obviously, and then you can mix and match it inside these. So basically I've just glued this section here, so when that opens up you have a hint of the pattern underneath without lining the whole thing. So that's really good, and then we'll just pop this one in as well. Don't worry, you can always glue the hinges on the outside of the envelopes. Don't worry about that, or you can keep those envelopes for another project. So yeah, if you missed the comments there, Lynn got a bit happy with the glue Okay, so now we need to make this section here and this section here. I think I have one piece already made or cut out ready. Actually no, I don't want that one. I kind of want these patterns here, so the blue and the floral. So let's quickly show you how I did that. Got that one, I need a bit of blue. Yep, that will do. I'm just going through all my little scraps and my offcuts now because I like to kind of not waste bits. So I'm actually going to move over now to my little big shot. I keep forgetting to list my magnetic platform. Love this. I wouldn't be die cutting without that. So let's just move over now to this die. And it comes off the edge, so you can have it as long as you want, but I want it just so that it's this length. But if you kind of move it up here, you can cut that and then chop away on those sections. But I literally just want that there so that it can go on the edge of the envelope. Right, there's our first piece. Now the magnets do have a little mind of their own, so you kind of have to position it in a good place where it's not gonna move about. It's because all the magnets are little round magnets like that underneath the first layer, so it will kind of just want to settle itself on the best magnet available. So just position it. That just saves me having to go to masking tape this stuff here. Okay, so let's pop these on our envelopes. So as you can see with the pattern, I have kind of alternated them. So I have here the main envelope made from the floral. The inside here I have as the blue. I'm going to pop the floral on there. So it's basically this blue patch here is breaking up this pattern. On the other side, I'm just going to pop the blue one as a mat over the flap. So let's get those glued down. Karen's asking, I just used the I'll read out the question. Where did you get your top plate from, Helen? No marks, perfect. Well, I have a system where I never use the top plate unless it happens by accident, which it can happen, just as a top plate. I never use a top plate as a cutting plate. Let's have a quick look. Fish them out again. Here we go. So this one's all scratched. This is the one that gets flipped over. If it gets bendy in the middle, flip it. And then this one here, I keep just as the top. It stays flat. And I use the same process on my large one too, apart from this one here. This was the ice cream cone where I was not concentrating, but the bottom one, that's the one I flip. And if it kind of gets a bit, can you see that it bends a bit, moves about, that's when you flip it over. Okay, so that's all scratched up. I should probably replace this one. So that stays flat as well, apart from my little boo-boo there. Oh, I was so annoyed. I was like, oh, bloody ice cream. Oh. marked my plates. But anyway, let's get this mat down. I do have a spare top plate for that one, but I'm too stubborn to just switch it out. I'll just have to live with the mark until I'm properly ready to switch it over. But yeah, you can imagine you spend all this effort and just the, I don't know, crafty rage, I guess you'd call it. Hi Fiona. Oh no, you probably tuned in when I was having my little rage there. Oh, so the top plate, she's actually asking where I got it from. It's actually from Sizzix. It's from Amazon. It's the big shot there. They are actually Sizzix brand plates. Right, so we now have our 6 envelopes. Let's get these in a good order. Right, so we have a pattern, a wood grain. Let's break up that pattern a little bit. So pattern, wood grain, pattern, herringbone, blue, a bit of pattern, and then the floral pattern. Okay, I'm happy with that order. Set those aside. Let's work now on our little cover. So let's go to our paper trimmer. Oh yeah, Fraser caught the end of it. Just when you mark your plates, you mark your good plate accidentally with a die. Yeah. Okay, so this back cover needs to measure 10.5 by 3.5. This is the Creative Craft Products paper trimmer. I've been using it for over a year now and I actually really like it. So that's 10.5 by 3.5. So yeah, it does have the cutting and the scoring as well. So I was thinking about challenging myself to make a mini album from scratch, no dies, just using this paper trimmer. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments and I will give myself that challenge. It will probably be a recorded video. Okay, so let's go back now to here, and you have to score at 4 3/8. I'm just going to double check that on my test. 4 3/8. Check twice, cut once. Yep, 4 3/8. 4 3/8. Turn it over, and 4 3/8. There we go. So yeah, that's not even cracked either. I mean, I have had it crack a few times with certain different dies, but for me, I think that that's because the score lines were cutting a little deeper. So I think that's what it was. Okay, so we now have our cover. So let's work now on our piece of card to pop this on. I think it's one of these. See, I prepared this last Wednesday and now I'm not sure which one. I think one's an offcut. Let's have a look. Back piece, spine mount. Oh, I've written it down. Yay! 1.5 by 3, apparently. 1.5 by, oh, that's 3 1/4. That's 1 1/4 by 3. Oh, what a conundrum. Do you ever do this to yourselves? Right, I'm just going to take just a moment just to make sure that I'm right. That's 1 inch, 2 inch, 3 inches. I'm going to go for this big tall one, okay? Right, so I'm going to start off by adding glue to this one here, and the piece I'm using measures 1.5 by 3 1/4. That's it, yes. So I measured this one so I can fit all these on this tiny little piece here. I think you kind of see where this is going, and the height here matches the height of the envelope. So yeah, it was all fresh in my mind for Thursday, but yeah, that did not happen. So I'm just adding glue now just to this first strip, and I'm starting from the first envelope, working my way towards the back of the book, whereas usually I would work backwards and work forwards, but we're doing it the other way today. So I'm lining up the edge of this hinge here with the edge of that piece of card, lining it up at the bottom as well. Okay, there we go. So we do need to give this time to dry, so it might be best if you just leave that to dry. Or I think what I'm going to do, because we're live and I don't have the power of editing, I'm going to use some tape, because then I won't have to wait for the glue to dry. So let's add that on. If you want to just use go straight to tape, you can do. There's no harm in adding a little bit of extra glue as well on top of that. Give that a good press. Use bow folder as well. I will add a couple of dots just so that I know that my project is there for the long term. It just helps keep it all in place. Okay, so let's butt this up right up to this next envelope here. I might have to stand up for this, otherwise you might get the top of my head in the way. It's actually quite good that I've got this mat here today, because I can tell when I'm definitely off camera if I go down too low. Yeah, so this is my limit now. I've still got that washi tape. There we go. I've still got that washi tape from a couple of weeks ago, but I now have the mat. The mat is helpful, but it does play with the light settings. There we go. So we should have something that now is coming together like this. There we go. So let's quickly add our tape now to the others. Let's do all of our tape at the same time. So I try to do everything in batches. Just goes a lot faster that way, unless I'm experimenting, and then it's one at a time. Okay, so this little bit of tape is very, very thin. It's just over an 1/8 of an inch in millimeters. Hello flower, I still haven't used those yet. Millimeters, it's 4 millimeters. That flower just wanted to be in the show again this week. Okay, second from last one, and I'm stacking them so I'm not losing the order that I want to use them in either, because I've done that before. I've lost the order and put it in the wrong way, and yeah, that's not fun either. Hello Susan from Italy. Now, did anyone see the Northern Lights? I know it reached to the Northern Alps of Italy. I don't know whether it got any further south. It was amazing though. We did actually see it. We saw blues, lots of white streaks, and pinky reds. So yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Okay, let's put the rest of these on. So I turn these back. I've stacked them as I've gone. So I turn them back the right way round. Let's carry on. I did go out the next night with the big camera, but I didn't get anything because it wasn't there. Apparently another CME hit last night, but I missed that too. But this has dried out. So we are approaching the solar maximus, I think it's called. We're peaking in 2025, so you never know. There might be some more flares, or at least the northern lights going further south, hopefully. Oh, that's proper blocked. Oh no, that's all come out now. So hopefully we'll get another chance. Caroline, I'm sitting about a metre away and I keep reading Caroline instead of Catherine. Catherine says she missed the lights but saw some stunning pics on Facebook. Yeah, it's either you see it or you don't, being talked about on Facebook and social media, so you'll either see it or you don't. But what you can do is, what I'm thinking of doing is getting an app, the Aurora app or something. I can't recommend one because I haven't found one yet to use, but I think you get alerts on those. Yeah, it seems like a lot of people had missed out on them. I mean, it was on the BBC News. That's how I found out about it. It was on the front page. But I generally like that sort of thing anyway. So social media and the algorithms know that I do, because I look at things like that. So it kind of shows me things that it thinks I'm interested in, and that's one of them. So right, get the next one down. There we go. Just going to get my bone folder in here just to press that down. What I'm doing is I'm lining up this hinge here with the back of this envelope here and making sure it's straight here on that section too. As you can see, it now kind of just wants to bend. That is kind of what we want. It won't bend when we pop it inside here, but that is how it would work. And if you did actually do a soft spine for this, it would do that as well. It does actually help get the pages turning. There it is. I've got a few glues here that I keep reaching for. I've got a Pritt stick just at the corner of your eye, you just go for them. I've got Cosmic Shimmer as well, so and I've also got my next bottle. I'm not going to be running out of glues anytime soon. Okay, let's pop this on. I hope I've got enough room. Did I calculate this right? Yes, it does look like I did, which is a good thing. I sometimes do that. I'll have a quick prototype in my mind that I quickly put together, and then I'll go live with it, which is a bit risky, but I'm confident that if there are any mistakes or adjustments, I can just do it in front of you guys, so you can see how I fix things when things don't turn out right. Okay, so this is a little bit of a fiddly thing, but we're all good. This one does hang off the edge a little bit, see? I would probably give you a new measurement. There we go. I thought I had my ruler the wrong way around. I would cut this to 1 5/8 instead of 1 1/2. It's just an extra 1/8 on the end there, just for the last piece. But if you don't do that and stick to the 1 1/2, you'll be absolutely fine, because this is all going to get glued down to this area here. So let's pop this in. Should we mat this first? I think we will. We'll mat that first. Okay, so we're going back to our cover now, and I have some mats here. So I've got floral for the inside, so floral for the outside. You can double mat them again if you want to. Now let's give you some measurements. These all measure the same. So let's give you some measurements for that. I can't pick it up now. And it measures 4 1/4 by 3 3/8. So if you want to do another mat for inside here and layer it up and do all your matting, you would need to cut this, the next mat, the smaller mat, at 4 inches by 3 1/8. Right, so let's get these glued down. So I think for this particular project, what I need to do is get this set up on my website. I'm still adding all of my projects onto the blog section where all my projects are listed. That's helengriffin.co.uk. So what I'm doing there is just adding all of my projects there, especially the ones that have videos, so everything that is there in one place, and also the projects that have cutting guides as well. So I'll be having a play later on adding those, so every now and then when I get the time, a new project will pop up. Okay, so those are the inner bits done. Let's turn this over. I think I might make some flowers actually using some of this patterned paper as well. So does anyone remember this paper from, I know a few of you may have had it already. It's from the Paper Craft Society box that I did with the Traveller's Notebook. I think I might still have it. Is it lying around? I'll have a look in a second once I got this mat down. I'm not sure if I've put it away or whether it's in my Traveller's Notebook drawer. I've had to create a bookshelf on my landing for all of my spare books that I've been making, so I have a bit of an overflow. But a bookshelf is actually really quite good for storing all of these albums that I make anyway, because then I can just quickly grab one when I need it. Let's have a quick look in my TN box first. Oh yes, I found it. Here it is. There we go. Does everyone remember the Papercraft Society box that this came in? You've got the Traveller's Notebook hardcover already made up. You've got 3 little notebooks. I think I've taken some out now. There we go. This is a stamp set that you had with it as well. Lovely. There we go. Oh, that's Bee Garden. That's not actually from this set. This is using the Bee Garden. And this is actually using this set as well. So I love this. This is my daughter when she was learning to sit up in the garden. Katie's first spring. She's a teenager now. She can do her own washing. So she did her own laundry yesterday, which is surprising. Not surprising, but just it's surprising when she says, "Mum, can I do some washing? Is the washing machine free?" That's the surprising bit. I'm like, yes, go ahead. So anyway, it's all grown up now. So let's go back to this. So now I know what this is for. It's for this piece here. No, it's not. Okay, I'm going mad now. Let's quickly cut a spine mat for this. Maybe that's what I used accidentally for the other piece when I was cutting something out. Alright, let's quickly cut out a spine mat. I don't know if this paper trimmer is long enough. Yeah, it should be. I've got loads of paper trimmers. Right, I think I'll go for, oh, I don't know, I think maybe the wood piece. That was, oh no, is that the piece? Oh, there you go. It wasn't this one, I had that one. Right, so that measures 3 3/8 by 1 5/8. This is what happens if you leave 5 days between prep and filming. Hence why whenever I did the TV shows, I always did my prep the day before, so it was fresh in my mind what all the little pieces were for. So logic would probably dictate that you would get ready for your shows about a week in advance, so it's all done and you're ready and prepared. But for me, that's way too long. I would literally forget what I've prepared, what I'm making. So it's just easier to have it fresh in your mind. Do it the day before, but if you leave it 5 days, that's it, gone. So luckily I remembered most of it today. A lot of it is kind of self-explanatory. Okay, so here is our album cover. This is going to be left plain because we're going to pop our envelope pages there in the middle, and there is a perfect gap for that now to fit in there. So let's get that popped straight in. I am actually going to probably use some thicker tape and glue, because the adhesion that we pop here is basically going to be keeping all of your pages inside the cover, and we don't really want those to fall out either. So Karen's asking, how did you manage to get her to do her own wash? My daughter's 25 and that doesn't happen. It was a bit hard. It was. Oh, Lynn, I'll answer that question in a second. Lynn has the PS box on the shelf. Leanne has it too. Oh, Leanne's asking, can I put a suggestion for a rosette die? Yes, that was in the pipeline a few years ago, so I would love to do something like that. It's just getting it into the right collection that I release. So Lynn says her son gets alerts for the Aurora. Oh, I didn't see it till Friday morning because he was working. So Karen, I can't really remember how I got her to do it. I think I got her helping. Yeah, I got her helping with the washing line first. I didn't do any machine stuff. I was just showing her how to peg just the family laundry up onto the washing line, and showing her how not to hang it up, as in the bulky stuff underneath the peg bit, if that makes sense. You know, how to hang the trousers up so that they dry really fast and stuff. So next time I had a load of washing, I asked her, can you put this out? And it's especially good if it can, the load of laundry contains their stuff as well, because they're kind of drying some of their bits, especially if they need it. So she learnt that first, and then after that I was teaching her how to take it all down. Then we moved over to the machine. So I'd ask her, go get all your clothes. So she put them in, and then I showed her, you know, put the powder in here, press this button, that's the setting we use, press go, and then it'll beep when it's ready. So we moved on to that bit, and just going to press this down with the bow folder. So yeah, and then eventually she moved over to doing it herself, especially as we're more or less the same size, and we have a few items of clothing that are exactly the same. They're from the same shop, in the same size, and she really doesn't want to if I did all the washing, I would literally just sort all the washing out, and I'd put all of those clothes in my drawers. Basically, I'd be literally I'd be stealing her things without realizing. So I said to her, we need to do our washing separate now, so that our washing doesn't get mixed up. It's the same with underwear as well. We buy the same undergarments too, so we really don't want to get all of those bits and bobs mixed up. So yeah, she does it herself now. So when it's free, she asks, or she actually asks sometimes when it's really busy with washing. So and I have to say, oh, you have to wait your turn, because we don't have a dryer, so it's all on the line outside, or it's on a clothes horse indoors. So let's pop this on now. So I've done the tape, I've added lots of glue, I'm just lining everything up now. So I'm using these score lines here just to help me get them straight. It also needs to be straight here as well, there. And once I'm happy with that, I am actually going to press it down, just like so. So anyway, Karen, that is how I did it. It wasn't a quick it took about a year or two, and there were times when it started raining and I'd send her out to quickly get the wash again. It's just those little things that gets them in the habit. And now it's clicked, so now I've got to start with my son. We started with pegging things up, so he's literally just become a teenager. We started with pegging things up. He managed it was 4 or 5 items of clothing on the line before he gave up. So that was our start anyway. Okay, so here is our envelope album coming along. There we go. Let's have a quick look. It will kind of go funny here when you turn it because these flaps want to stay flapped up, so you do kind of have to press this down here or work out a closure, but don't do any closures on this until you've worked out if you're decorating the front or how you want to decorate it. So I always tend to do the closures afterwards, but if I'm doing a magnet, I would do the magnets whilst I'm matting, because some of the magnets need to go underneath the papers, but there's no room here to have a magnet, so I'm not going to use magnets for this. I will find another closure. So here is our next one. There we go. And there's loads of room in here for a bit of glue there. There's loads of room in there for photographs. You could pop loose photographs in there. If you make a Christmas version of these will be perfect for keeping the what I tend to do is I keep the jokes from the crackers. You can pop those in as well with a couple of photographs. So that's great too. So let's make a little insert to pop inside here, and then I'll make some flowers to pop here as well, because I don't really know what I'm going to decorate this album for. But I really love how that has turned out. So give me a thumbs up so far, or a little love heart if you're enjoying this. I love to see those fly about. So if I do that, does that do stuff if I do that? I've seen this done on lives before where you do a heart like that and then it just, hearts go everywhere. So I don't know if that would actually do anything or not. Anyway, I don't know if that's a trick, whether it works. Let me know if you see anything. Oh, Leanne's asking, what magnets do you recommend? Thin ones, really thin ones, like 1 millimeter thick ones. I think you can get them on Amazon. I've got these ceramic, these are too big and chunky. Got flexible magnetic squares. These are chunky too. I buy, oh, knocking stuff over. I buy these little ones here. These are from Amazon, and they're super duper tiny. These just keep the other magnets together. Can you see them? I don't think you can. They're sticking together. Right, so you're probably wondering why I've got washers here as well. So these are the magnets I use. Just go onto Amazon. I think it's in millimeters, but these are 1/4 of an inch wide. I think on Amazon they're in millimeters, so let's do that. So that's 7 millimeters, and they're 1 millimeter thick. I can even do that. These are really strong, by the way. They're really hard to separate. You do need some nails for this. There we go. That is it. They are really strong. Now you can use 2 at the same time, but you can also use them with a, it's bouncing around now, you can also use them with a washer as well. So you can have your washer, let's pretend this is something you want to magnet down, so you'd put your washer there, you'd mat on top of that washer. Try not to get it too close to the edge here, because you still have to stick that down and it will want to lift up if it's too close to the edge. So we'll pop that under there, and then you would have your magnet underneath the top mat here. There we go, and that is going to hold that closed. But because there isn't much of a flap there, it's going to be really hard to do the magnet on this particular envelope, but on other envelopes where it goes down further, you'll be able to do that. So these are the tiny little magnets. They're not actually that expensive either, but you can You can get a longer life out of your supply if you use them with just ordinary washers, which I've stolen from Mr. G's toolbox, so shh, don't tell him that. Right, let's tidy up. And they also come in this cool little box as well, so it's kind of like a child protection box. It's really difficult to pull them out. Obviously it's really dangerous if a child or if anyone swallows a magnet. You would have to have surgery if you swallowed a magnet, because they do stuff inside your internal organs and start causing a lot of damage, so they corrode. Okay, right, we're going to make some flowers next, so let's grab the big shot again, and I've got some flowers here from the same envelope die set, so I think that's the only thing I'm reaching for die set wise today, and I really can't believe it's $16.99, so it's a really good bargain as well. Right, so I'm going to make a couple. I'm not going to go for this one because that's what the paper's made from. Let's do a few of the blue ones. So I've got the what I meant by this pattern here is the front cover is made from that, and they will literally just disappear. So let's get those popped through first. I think I'll probably do some leaves as well. So I don't know whether I should go into my stash and get some green out. I'd have to match the green. Yeah, I will have to match the green. I'm sure I have a green. I'm a paper crafter. I've probably got every single shade of green you could think of. Right, so let's do another one. I could do wood grain. I could do the wood grain. I'll do the herringbone. I think I will probably do the herringbone. Just trying to think here. I've just done the blue, so the choice is herringbone or wood grain. I'll do herringbone. I've always wanted flooring like this. I just think it's so lovely. Parquet. And I'll probably do one more little flower from the blue as well. Blue, and then I'll be off to find a green. I think a Christmas green would suit the album quite well, or some sort of olive green. I think I might even have some old Stampin' Up green. Is it? Oh gosh, what's the shade? Mossy Meadow? Mossy Meadow? I might have some Mossy Meadow. Oh, I need to keep that out. Let's have a look. I do like the Stampin' Up cards. I do. I have some Mossy Meadow here. I'm being very sparing with it actually. I don't have much left. Right, so let's use some leaves now. Right, I'm going to cut two of these. And another great trick with this is to cut the same leaf with different shades of green to create a nice, like, different effect. It adds a whole ton of interest when you start to cut your leaves and foliage from things like vellum, newspaper print, dictionary print. If you have any papers that do that, it's going to be absolutely perfect for that. It creates so much dimension and interest. Hi guys. You could use, that's another question, that's a good one, Karen, for gluing down the magnets. I use a glue dot. You could use a hot glue, but the hot glue will heat up the magnet because obviously it's metal, so you'll have a very hot magnet for however long it takes to cool down. So there is that, but it would have to be a tiny little drop of glue. Right, so let's pop these together now. Let's make our little flowers. So I do like to have this here. This is like a flower forming tool, and I have a stamping mat. This is the Chloe's one. So I've got my little flowers here, so I'm just going to do this, and it curves them all up like that. Okay, another trick that you can do is just scrumple them and rough them up so that they're all crinkly. That's another way to do that. And if you don't have something like this, then use another rounded thing. Like I have this Sizzix paper tool here, so I did a paper piercer. You can use things like that as well, as long as it's got a rounded. You could use a pencil, but some of the paint might rub off, so make sure that whatever you're using isn't going to transfer any colour. This particular one is from Tonic. I actually won this when I won the Paper Crafter of the Year 2016, and I got about 3 massive boxes full of crafting things. It's amazing. That was a lot of fun, that was. Yeah, this was one of the prizes, and also probably a lifetime supply of glue dots. Right, so let's pop these together now. So I could alternate them. I think that's what I might do. Should I alternate them, or should I make 2 flowers? So I said, every time I say 2 flowers, it reminds me of Terry Pratchett, Discworld. If you're a fan, you know you know. It's like yesterday we were only talking about Widdershins and Turnwise, so we're saying if we're going to get any more cats, we're definitely going to call one of them Widdershins, which is anti-clockwise. Such a cool name. Okay, so I think I'm going to alternate these, so I'll do those, and then we'll have one little one here on its own. Yes, I think that's the choice. Oh, don't worry, Pippa, there is the catch-up. And later on today I'll be putting a blog post together for the last few of the lives that I've done, because last week we did Halloween. It was halfway to Halloween, and we made this. It was lovely. I love this. And Vicky made a lovely wreath as well. So I need to do a blog post for that, because there is some manual scoring for the lid. But that was a lot of fun. So if you want us to do another one of those little challenges, do let us know. Okay, and then we have that little cluster there. Right, I'm really glad I alternated those, because it really does make it look pretty and interesting. So let's do a dry run. I'm just going to pop them in the bottom corner here. I think I'll make a little cluster. Another good cluster would be to repeat that on the other side at the top, just like that, but I think I will just concentrate on perhaps that. Actually, maybe I'll just use the 2. This will be too big for popping up there, so maybe I just need a cluster of 2. And then I'll probably put something up here for the title of the album. Let's try 3. If we close them up a little bit, there'll be a bit more room. I love playing around with flowers. And then we'll have a little flower at the bottom. That's nice. And then some leaves here. Just like that. I think maybe, do you think 3 is too much? I think it might be. Let's go, I think 2's better. Yeah, I think 2. And then this one could probably go up there. If I could do another leaf like that. I'm going to leave this one aside, because I might decorate with that further once I've chosen what's going in the album and it's got a title. so let's have a look for the centres for the flowers. I like to add some little gemstone thingy bobbies. Just going in my little drawers now, you can probably hear all this noise. Okay, I have got quite a few of these. I love Chloe's Creative Cards gems, so I've gone and got some more. I don't know if I've got all of them or whether she's released any new ones, so if you know if she's got any new ones, let me know in the comments. I've got pink. You can help me choose. I'll pop these out. You could choose a colour for me. I think that's it. I've only got 4. So it's like choosing what to wear in the morning, isn't it? Wardrobe full of clothes, nothing to wear. Okay, so choose a colour. We have pinks, we have clears, we have whites and creams, we have blues, we have Aurora Borealis. I can't remember how it's said. We can always go for the southern lights. Is it Aurora Australis? That's easier to remember. That's the South Pole lights. And then we have yellows, goldy yellows, reds, greens and blues. So we've got blue and a blue coming through. That will actually go quite well with the papers. Okay, so the last colour suggestion wins. And then I'll think I'll decide. Yeah, it'll be easier if I decide which blue or shade to go for. Because we have like gem blues and we have pearl blues. Same for the pinks as well. There we go. Fiona saying Aurora and Leanne saying blue. So I've got 3 blues in a row and then the Aurora. So I am actually going to go for this one here with the blues. So let's have a quick look at the Aurora though. I love the iridescence of it. There we go. That is the Aurora one. I don't know if that's actually going to pick up some of the colour, but in real life to the eye I can see the blues and pinks and just those lovely shades. Like there's even greens in there and purples. Okay, let's pop these away. I'm going to use just ordinary glue to get those down. Just a little tiny little drop in the centre. I'm trying to keep tidy as I go along, so you've heard me there just put everything back because I will finish this live. If I don't tidy up after myself as we go along, I will have a big mound of things to put away. Alright, so let's do a little drop of glue just in these two, and I'm thinking I will probably go for, these are too dark. I think I kind of want to match the blue that's here, so I think the pearls will go quite nicely. So let's go for the pearls. I'm not going to try and pick them up. I've got monkey fingers, so I'm going to use a picky up tool. If I can find my picky up tool, here it is. This is the quick stick. It's got a little sticky gluey thing on the end there. You could pick things up with like that. I'm just going to drop that on. There we go. This one is a bigger flower, so I'm going to pick up a bigger pearl and stick that on. I'm just going to use the other side just to press that down into place as well. Oops. Just use your fingers for that. There we go. Thing is that there's loads of wiggle room when you use the glue. Right, so if you don't have one of these, you can always grab or have a Sticks 2. It's just a white pencil that picks them up. I think Creative Craft Products also do a white pencil as well. So this is slightly a sticky pencil that you can pick things up with as well. There we go. It's always handy to have these sorts of things in your pencil pot. So if you are interested, it's not listed down below, but it's by We Are Memory Keepers. It's the quick stick. Right, so let's pop these on. Oh, that's looking so nice now with the pearls on. So I'm just going to use glue. I'll pop the leaves on afterwards. There we go. I'm kind of squishing them together as well. That helps to push up the petals just there in the center where they meet. Gives it a bit more dimension and support where they're pushed up against each other. And then I'm just going to add a leaf here before it dries properly. I could do another one there. It might look a bit silly. I like to do a little cluster of leaves, so I'll do that. Yes, I like that. So always like do a little dry run, a little audition first for all your bits and pieces. And I've only added glue there to the stem. Let's pop those in. So yeah, my style is kind of it is clean and simple, but it's, if you could have a version of shabby chic but clean and simple, they had a baby, it would be that, I think. So I do like the shabby chic look, but I don't like it if there's too much on there. It has to be more contemporary shabby chic. I'm sure there's a name for that style, but yeah, that's my style. So there is my little album there with the flowers on. I love that. So let's pop that aside now just to quickly dry. Let's quickly make some inserts. So we have here a little stitched mat that you can use. That's what I've used for this, which is the save the date. You can print them out and then use the die to cut them. So do a whole sheet of A4 and then you can cut them all out. So again, perfect for save the date, but it's also really good just for any old little notebook that you want to make. If you sell on Etsy, or if you sell on Vinted and you like to do your little notes and things, it's going to be perfect for that as well. It's something that you've made yourself, you haven't had to buy. So I'm just going to make some mats now to pop inside the envelopes. I'll give you a measurement for what this comes out as well, because you can also cut your photographs. Oh, sorry if that was noisy. You can also cut your photographs to that size to fit inside the envelope, or you can take this die and die cut your photograph out already. So if you have a 6x4 and there's some detail on there that you just need for this size, then pop your photo on, position your mat, and you can cut the photo and it will have the little stitching detail on there too. I don't know if the lighting is going to pick that up, but yeah, there it is. You can see here where my thumb is. There's the stitching detail there. Let's do another one. I'll try not to get it to jump this time. It's because I had it straight on. It was like going over speed bumps, but if you go over slightly diagonally, it's less bumpy. Let's do a herringbone one. There you go. Did you see how that went through nicely because I angled it? Right, so see now I can use this die with my offcuts. And what you can do with these mats is you can pop a photo on here, you can cut one even smaller, you can cut another photograph at the other side. So this is going to be absolutely perfect if you haven't taken a whole ton of photos. Say you went to an event and you took some photos and you wish you'd taken more because it's not going to be big enough to put in a mini album. You can just make a smaller album to put them in, and yeah, you can just make up for it with extra embellishments and journaling. So I've got 3 there so far. I'll carry on cutting some more out. I'm sure you can fit more than one in each envelope. Hi Vicky, yes, I'm feeling much better this week. How was your weekend? Are you well rested, or do you need the Monday to recover? Thank you, Elizabeth. So I'm just going to quickly go through the comments. Lynn's asking, where did I get the storage boxes? The actual, these here, they come as a unit with, they're basically filled already, so you buy it as a unit. But check out Home Bargains, they tend to have little things like this. Yeah, the pencil you do kind of have to kind of sharpen, and sometimes they don't work, hence why I use the quick stick. It's got that gunky bit. When it runs out or falls off, you can kind of twist this, twist it, and a bit more comes out the top. So I definitely recommend the quick stick. Just reading the comments again. Cosmic Shimmer in the little pot that comes with the brush is a game changer. What's it actually called? I need that in my life. So if you can find out what it's called, I will look that up. Is it at Craft Stash? If they have it, then I definitely want to be getting that. Yeah, it's going to be perfect for gluing down little letters. Hi Sylvie. Okay, so it doesn't have Home Bargains. If you're able to order online, there's Poundland. They have an online store as well. So it's those little bargainy type shops that has those sorts of things. Okay, so these mats are great because, just gotta make sure I haven't lost it. There we go. Keep that there. Right, because it will fit inside. Let's do the herringbone one for this one. These are going to fit in here perfectly. There we go. You can pull that out. You can have a little photo here. You can decorate it. Keep the embellishments flat though. This will look better on this one or this one. Keep the embellishments flat so that they don't get caught. Anyway, back to this. So this will fit in there. You can add photos, journaling. This mat will also fit here. If you want to glue down a half of it, you can make a pocket from that. This will also mat the other side of the envelope on this side. So that's really handy as well. And again, if you use this die here to cut your photograph could go straight onto there. That's the thing with these albums, when they're so small, just let your photos do the talking. And obviously the papers are going to be quite bold, but basically let your photos do the talking, especially if you have matched the photos really well colour wise with the papers. It will just be seamless, and you really won't need to embellish very much at all, especially when you let your photos do the talking. So again, here you could probably pop some embellishments here, a little flag there or something, or a little word or something like that will be perfect for these flat pages. You may even be able to get a little photo here. It all depends how small you want to print your photographs out, which you can do using like a Word document, or if you like canva.com, that's a really good one as well. You can create a document on there, add all your photos, you can resize them on the sheet of paper that you're working on, and then download and print those out. So there's loads of different ways that you can get your photographs printed out, different sizes. So let's pop this one in here. What I'm doing is this pattern here is not repeated here in this envelope, so that makes it perfect for me to pop that in, especially as it matches this side here. Let's take that one out. There we go. That now matches that, and when you take that out, it's completely different. I think that works really well with how you put your patterns in. So this one here was the herringbone one. There we go. And let's find a place for the blue one. I'm not going to put it in here because that's too much blue, so let's find another one this one will be perfect because the blue is repeated here on this page. So I'm just going to pop that inside there. There we go. Okay, so I just need to cut out another 2. There was a 3. I need 3 more. Yes. So see this one that didn't have one in. One of them doesn't have one in. Yeah, it was this one. So I need 3 more for that. And don't forget this. I love this fact. I keep repeating myself on this one because I just think it's so great. Use this die on your photographs and you will have the perfect size there for adding to your albums. It's good for matting and your photographs. Now I say the same for all of my like mini album dies as well. Use the dies in there to cut your photographs out directly. Let's pop that up there. If you're wondering what this looks like, let's bring up that photo again. There it is on that there. So what I've done on that one is I have got the envelope. I have used this die straight on the envelope that I've just cut out, and then I've backed it how I've backed the other envelopes in today's tutorial. I've backed it on the back there, so that is covered. So that is a lovely way to do the envelope. Then I've decorated it with the flowers, and you also get that nice leaf there, but on Wednesday that leaf went flying and I'm going to have to try and fish that out from the back of my desk. So do be careful when you tip your dies out. I was just tipping them out so I could pop them onto this board, but yeah, one decided to go running. There's always one that tries to leg it. So that is today's tutorial. I love this one. If you're watching on the replay, do remember to give me a thumbs up for this one, and subscribe in the corner there. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a logo there. If you click on that logo, that will subscribe you. And I have plenty more little mini albums coming up because that is my jam. I love the mini albums, and I've also got a few ideas for some gift boxes that I've not tried before, so I really want to experiment with a few gift boxes that I have in mind as well. So I hope you really enjoyed this one. Everything that I've used is listed as much as I can in the YouTube description box. I'll be working on the blog for this today where everything will be together. So I hope you all have a really great week, and I will see you all again on Thursday for another live project. I haven't decided yet what it's going to be, but it's going to be good. So I'll see you all then. Bye for now.